Welcome back. The shooting of baboons in the Goreangab settlement after years of complaints from residents has sparked public debate around human-wildlife conflict, community safety and the role of local authorities. And to discuss the City of Windhoek's responsibilities, bylaws and possible long-term solutions, we're joined by Akwenye, the Manager of Marketing Communications and Public Participation at the City of Windhoek. Mr. Akwenye, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Nina, and thank you for having me.
Just for the sake of clarity, perhaps we start with talking about, what is the City of Windhoek's role when it comes to addressing this baboon problem in Goreangab, and of course, how does this, differ from the role of the Environment Ministry?
Nina, from the city's point of view, we primarily related to municipal services as well as public safety, and particularly waste management and environmental health and community awareness. So when it comes to waste management, we make sure that we supplied various constituencies with bins as well as the containers where we expect each and every constituency to put their waste in. And while on the other hand, the ministry are more on is the most competent authority on wildlife management. This includes decisions around wildlife conflict, as well as control thereof, population management thereof, and the relocation of wildlife. While the city mostly try and focus on the waste management part in order to make sure that illegal dumping doesn't happen, and where people don't dump and rather put the waste into skip containers, which is removed each and every second day from these spots where we've put them. So that's the most contribution in terms of this aspect.
Well, the shooting of these baboons in Goreangab has sparked, public debate. So how does the City of Windhoek view this intervention, and was it considered a last resort?
To be frank with you, Nina, the City of Windhoek do acknowledge the strong public emotions surrounding this issue. The lethal intervention should be the last resort. From the city's perspective, the priority is always to prevent conflict through proactive measures, particularly improve waste control and community cooperation. Decisions regarding wildlife intervention falls under the ministry mandate. So, and such actions are typically taken after other options have been exhausted. So I remember somewhere last year in Avis, we had to put down a problematic baboon that used to jump over the fence and enter the houses. So we do identify those problematic ones, and we make sure that we put them down in order to stop, because they are the leaders and they attract or make sure that the followers follows and rampage these houses. So I believe with the ministry, after consultation with them, we are gonna focus on those particular problematic baboons in order to take them down and to make sure that they don't repeat the cycle again.
Has the city received concerns from Goreangab residents regarding, the safety, particularly now for children, and how are you responding to these concerns?
Yes, Nina, the city has received concerns from residents about baboons' aggression, intimidation and risk. It is a risk to children walking to school or playing in open areas. In response to this, from the city's point of view, I would say engaging relevant stakeholders, including the ministry itself and the community leaders, strengthening waste management intervention and programs as well, increasing community awareness on how to avoid attracting baboons. Illegal dumping is the most aspect in this debate that attracts these baboons. So the more we can cap on illegal dumping, the lesser baboons will be coming into where the communities are, and monitoring the situation through environmental health and waste management as well. But something that we have to take cognizance of, Nina, is that we have intruded in the backyard of these baboons. We have entered the natural habitat of these baboons. Whether it's from Ava's side or whether it's from Goreangab, we intruded the area. So somehow we have to get a common point where we say, yes, this is a natural habitat of these baboons. They have to live as well. But how can we prevent the conflict with humans? But firstly, we have to work on the illegal dumping which attracts these baboons.
On that note, you mentioned, of course, in the start of our conversation, how the city is mandated, to take care of waste management. It's part of your duties. But I want to know, in relation to the bylaws, when it comes to waste management or feeding wildlife, are there any that you can talk to us now that would help reduce these baboon incidents and how, these are enforced in informal settlements?
Yes, Nina, the city has waste management and environmental health bylaws that prohibits illegal dumping and improper waste handling, both of which contribute significantly to attracting wildlife. So enforcement is, or in informal settlement, is approach with a combination of regulations, education, and support. So awareness campaigns, one of the aspects that we look at, improve service access, as well as community cooperation rather than punitive enforcement alone. So it's only when people are identified that are culprits in terms of that dumps illegally. If we are informed by the public to say, Nina from that specific household are the ones that dumped at this specific spot, definitely will come for you. We will take you in and we will definitely make you face the rush of the law.
The other side of the coin is that, the residents in Goreangab talk about poor waste management and the collection of, waste around that area. And this is cited, of course, as a major factor attracting these baboons. So what, concrete steps is the city taking to improve waste collection and control within the Goreangab area?
Nina, as we know, the informal settlement has been growing. Day by day, you do find those illegal grabbers illegally grabbing land, even though we have strict measures to make sure that we make sure that illegal grabbing of land doesn't take place. We do have people that patrol within each and every neighborhood, but the city implementing several practices measuring, that includes actually strengthening the refusal collection schedule in order to make sure we keep waste, illegal dumping, providing communal skips and waste points where it's feasible. We know we do have a tender that went out. We just expecting delivery of skip containers, and most importantly, we do manufacture the skip containers in-house as well. So at least every week, 2-3 skip containers are manufactured, and they are placed at the strategic points where we know that this community is big and they need more than one skip container. On the other hand, it's also we do conducting cleanup campaigns in collaboration with the residents. We do have the mayoral cleanup campaigns that are starting next month. And that's one aspect as well. And then increasing monitoring of illegal dumping hotspots. As I said, we do have those people that patrols and see and look out at illegal dumping within the various areas, and also promoting responsible waste storage and disposal practices. So these interventions are aimed at removing food resources that attracts baboons into resident areas. So the baboons are mostly, as I said earlier, attracted by the illegal dumping where there's food involved. So for them, it's free food, and they will definitely be coming back for those freebies.
Yeah. Well, just lastly, your final remarks this evening, Mr. Akwenye?
I would say long-term solution lies in prevention and cooperation with the communities as well as the leaders. The city is advocating for integration or integrated planning between local authorities and national wildlife authorities. as well as the ministry in particular. Improve waste infrastructure in vulnerable areas. That's now providing the skip containers and also the education thereof. And community education on coexisting with the wildlife is very important. As I've said earlier, we encroach in these baboons' natural habitat.
Yeah.
And community education, very important. And early intervention systems before conflict escalate.
Yeah.
So as I've said, we definitely going to call a meeting with the relevant ministry and just to strategize as to the way forward in order to make sure that our residents are not harassed by these baboons. And ultimately, sustainable solutions require a shared responsibility between government, communities, and residents to protect both human safety and that of the wildlife. So the baboons also has a right in their mountains, but let's stop feeding them and keep our bins closed 24/7.
Closed
you,
and not overflowing as well. Mr. Akwenye,
exactly.
Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely having you with us.
It's a pleasure.
That was Mr. Harold Akwenye from the City of Windhoek speaking to us there on the line. We'll be back after this brief break. Our conversations continue. Stay with us.